When I walked in, it's where I felt like I was at home.
Pastor Glenn was talking about fatherhood, and it was a series, of course, like everything else. And so I had to come back for the second part.
NBC has really impacted me, and it's really nurtured me and made me who I am today.
We've learned to let go of things, forgive things. That's strengthened our marriage and our relationship with our children.
I've gotten to know God, and I see Him in a lot of the people I know.
God is speaking through Pastor Glenn. A lot of times I feel like He's speaking directly to me.
It's just been amazing to get the insight from other people and the struggles that people go through on everyday life.
I've had some anger issues that I've now learned to let it go.
I now have a real relationship with God. I know that He's not disappointed in me and that there isn't anything I can do to earn His love.
And knowing that Patty was getting the well-deserved breaks that she needed while I was deployed really meant a lot to us.
The church signed up to do babysitting to support us with meals and even snow shoveling, and it was a huge blessing.
My family is just stronger because of NBC. My daughter just loves NBC. She loves going to church. She talks about it all the time. She talks to her friends about the things that are taught to her upstairs, which is so cool. She comes home and tells us stories, and it just makes us feel so blessed for the training that she gets on Sundays.
When we first came to the small group, and we were able to connect with them, and that started our relationships within the church, and that was really key. It was really important for us to be connected through other people, and definitely feel God is using other people to speak into our lives and encouraging us to hear about other people's journeys that God has taken them through as well.
The men at the church are they're an incredible group of guys. They go out of their way to make time for you, to come see you, meet with you. And they get mad if you don't call them back. And hold you accountable for fellowship.
Growing up through the youth group, I've seen all of the different transformations, all the different kids that have come in and out, but one thing that has stayed the same is just the true message that is preached through everything, and just the unity that it brings every single kid together, to know that there are always other kids out there that are believers, and everyone has that same mission that wants to unify in Christ.
With Habitat for Humanities and our other outreaches, NBC impacts the community in a real way.
The mobile church is not a liability, it's a practical lesson for me and for my kids that we're needed here, and that's impactful.
The very fact you've already crossed the 12 years, it just gives me a glimpse of your character of staying power, the determination, the perseverance. And I believe that's going to have a big payoff right here with the kingdom.
You are an amazing church. I absolutely love your pastor. I consider him a friend and a mentor. And how he and you guys, through him, have affected this region is with a generosity of spirit that has promoted unity and revival.
There is a sense of trust, and not only trust, but love for one another. There's a unity factor that Glenn has brought into this region, and it's unlike anything before.
Boy, what I've come to appreciate about Pastor Glenn and Vicki and Metro Believers Church is your strong conviction that you're part of something much greater than just a church in a really cool location on the west side of town. In fact, you believe that there's one church and that you're a part of that church, and that church meets in a lot of locations around the city, and that you work with that entity that God's called to bless our city and our region.
We just love working with your church. I remember somebody asking me if we were ever thinking of planting another church on the west side, and my answer was, we've already got a church on the west side, Metro Believers.
The first thought that came to my mind was David and his mighty men. Because the mighty men were mighty because of their faith and their courage to serve Jesus and fight for David. And I really believe that Jesus has some mighty men in this city. And Glenn is one of those mighty men of faith and courage.
And then I see the people in MBC, the time that I've been there, all I see is an expectancy, and an expectancy of the future, of more increase in the city of Madison.
Pray for each other and protect each other as warriors, and to promote each other in the ministries God's doing through our churches.
It's one in heart, one in spirit. We're praying and we're cheering for you guys every week and into your future.
I am delighted to see what God has done, is doing, and I'm more enthused than ever about what God is going to be doing in the days ahead.
I think in the future, any connection with MBC will continue to help me grow, and this growth continues to make me a better person.
I feel very fortunate and blessed to be a part of this family.